Welcome back to Modern Day MMA. This is your host, Chris Meyer, and with me, as always, is Kael Meyer. This week, we're going to be recapping a little bit of the Rozenstruik versus Sakai fight from last week. Then we're going to move on into UFC 263 and all of its glory, basically. A few really good fights on that card I can't wait to talk about. Um, where do you want to start this week, Kael?
Yeah, let's recap a couple of fights on the Rozenstruik Sakai card. Just real quickly though, we got a lot to talk about.
It was a bit.
Uh what stands out on this card for you?
I mean, Jairzinho Rozenstruik has pretty ridiculous power. It just seems like he doesn't wind up for shots at all, and they don't even hit flush, and guys just get fucking mangled from it. Uh,
Mm,
it's crazy. He's a big guy. Obviously, he throws his weight into his power really well, I think, or into his punches really well, I think. And he doesn't take a lot of motion, right? It's very short shots sometimes, and he just hurts people. So that stood out obviously. And what about Walt Harris kind of just doing what he does every round, every time he fights? It seems like just gasses out immediately. Um, I don't know. The guy's got to work on his wrestling defense and his cardio. It seems like he always looks good in the first bit of the fight. Right, he's a really good striker. He hits really hard. He's got good power, but he just
mm,
fades so fast. Um,
yeah.
I don't know. Any thoughts on that?
Um yeah, I agree with you. The Rozenstruik punch, I thought it didn't really even land that well. It just looked like he just kind of like patty slapped him with it. Didn't really look like it had much on it, and then he just dropped. So I thought that was kind of weird. But like you said, he must just have that freakish power. Um, and then Walt Harris, yeah, he should retire. I mean, the dude's 37. Like if you're having those issues at 37 years old, and you're very aware that you have those issues, I mean, like what's really the point? Obviously you don't care enough to try and fix them or do anything about it. So I think he's getting paid now. I think that's the main concern for him. I mean, obviously he's known about this issue for a long time. It's not like, oh, last fight, you know. He looked a little more patient, like when he had him hurt, like he tried to, I think he tried to like slow himself down, but like if you can't go a full round with pushing the pace pretty hard, even at heavyweight, I think that's pretty bad. Everyone should be able to go at least 5 hard minutes. I don't care what weight class you're in. So I mean, at his age and the way he's getting beat, I think it's probably time to hang it up. But it's probably not going to happen, or they're going to cut him. UFC
Yeah,
seems to be pretty cutthroat lately.
and then he'll be in the
So
BKFC
yeah, BKFC. I mean, it's
or
probably a better place for him.
or a contender in Bellator.
Yeah, yeah.
Why
I just
not,
think
right?
like, you know, it's one thing if you're 30 years old and that's happening, but he's 37. You know, I
Yeah,
just, or maybe a camp change. Who knows?
yeah. I mean, obviously you want to see the guy win, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, unfortunately, I mean, Tabura looked really good too. After he looked a little hesitant at first. I think he really respected Harris's power, and then
Yeah.
um, yeah,
Well,
Tabura
he
won.
knows.
He's won a sneaky five in a row though.
Yeah. 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 He's beat a couple of good, decent guys too, in considering the weight class, right? It's not like you're ever going to really beat anybody out that's all that great coming up in heavyweight. You don't really
Ye-
get to the cream of the top until you get to the top five, top seven.
Yeah,
So, I think you put him in there against a top five guy now.
yeah. I mean, he surprised me against Ben Rothwell, and then this fight, I think he obviously, I thought he was going to win this fight. I bet pretty heavily on it, and but yeah, and then he beat Greg Hardy.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, that
yeah,
was also impressive.
yeah, Hardy's huge, but I mean, obviously he's pretty green. He was supposed to win that fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true, true,
What else
true.
was good on this fight or on this fight card?
Yeah, we had Santiago showing up. That was cool. That was an amazing fight. Both guys showed a lot of heart, a lot of back and forth. Santiago's leg was pretty chewed up. You could tell it was pretty like it was hindering his footwork. He looked really, really kind of awkward on the feet, and I don't know if maybe that's just because he's been so long away from the sport, but it just kind of looked like his movement was off, and I'm pretty sure it was because of all the calf kicks.
Yeah, it was super impressive. Him coming back after that first round. The odds were like minus 500 that Santiago was going to lose that fight. Um,
Mm.
I mean, the damage that he took in the first round was, I couldn't believe that he just kept walking through it. And then, any second I expected him to just buckle. And even in the second and third rounds too, right? I just figured, this next one's the one that's going to make it so he can barely walk. And,
Yeah.
how much of that is just like the way he's built? He's got pretty big legs. Is that like a big factor? I would assume that is somewhat of a factor, but I think it's just like mental toughness, just the ability
Yeah.
to push through the pain, and because he took an insane amount of leg kicks.
Yeah. I think that's just heart, really. His physique doesn't look as good. I remember him looking better, you know? Like
Oh yeah.
when he fought years ago, like a couple years ago, I just remember him looking bigger, a little more jacked.
Well, he had a few surgeries, like,
Yeah,
and
no, I
major
just
medical problems.
fuck.
So it's, um,
Yeah, we used to
but
give him
he
so
looked,
much hate, and now I'm like, he's not so bad.
just because he pokes people in the eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
He didn't do it
Well,
this time though, so it's all good.
I mean, if you want to win, that's
Yeah.
what you got
Well, I
to
mean,
do.
you're allowed like one free eye poke, so really everyone should do it
Yeah.
because
Oh, it's crazy. Like, what
you
was
can
it? It
just
was three
rake
fights in a
somebody's
row.
eye.
This fight card, 3 fights in a row where they had pretty nasty eye pokes. One was stopped
Yeah,
because
the
of it.
one was stopped because of it. Yeah.
Like, how is Dana not being like, all right, well, we really need to redesign these gloves. Like, it has to happen. I know that him and Trevor Whitman doesn't want to give up the patent rights. I think was that it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Just buy him off of him, pay him. Who cares?
No, because
I
they don't
doubt he
want to.
wants a ton of money.
It doesn't matter. They won't ever. They got to own the design, right? Because otherwise, he could just raise the price after a couple years or whatever to like an insane amount of royalty fees to use them.
Yeah, I guess. Or pay him enough for the patent. Pay him what he wants. I mean, come on. It's
But you said
super
he didn't.
necessary.
Yeah, he said he didn't want to sell the patent though. So I mean,
Uh, well, he's gonna wait
maybe.
until somebody loses their eye, and then they're gonna be like, all right, fine. What do you want? 10 mil? 20 mil?
I mean, they can just can't they just engineer their own design that's like close to it? I mean, there's tons of designs out there.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how
And
that works.
they already own the Pride design, obviously, I would assume, because they own Pride. They bought Pride, so
Yeah. Huh. I don't
I
know.
think that
I'm
they just
surprised.
I think they just don't think
Like,
it's that big of a deal.
how? I mean, there's been so many cases of it lately. Just like, the Bilal Muhammad one, that was really bad. That was disgusting. It's kind of hard to watch, actually.
Yeah, that
And
was a tough
then
one.
this one that got stopped, it was pretty bad. This fight, who was it again?
Alan
It was
Patrick
earlier on.
versus Mason Jones.
Yeah, it was earlier on in the night.
Yeah, it was like the fourth fight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Other
Did
than
you
that,
watch Did you watch the prelims at all?
yeah, I think I started on the.
Did you watch
Uh,
the Manon Fiorot fight versus Tabitha Ritchie?
no, that's literally the fight. I started on Alan Patrick versus
Oh,
Mason Jones.
oh yeah.
How'd that
What'd you think
go?
about the Makwan Amir Khani fight?
Um, Let me see if I can remember. Mac
Amir,
one.
he's got to like get his gas tank under control.
Yeah, he couldn't really get him down. Is that what I'm remembering? Like he was
Yeah,
trying to grapple and
he had a hard time.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I
Oh
mean
yeah,
he
that
did
Kurt
take him
guy, he
down.
could he could punch, man. That guy had some pretty crisp stand up.
Yeah,
Now
he
now
did.
I'm remembering it. Um, Dude, you know what he kind of looked like actually? I remember thinking he looked like Conor McGregor. Did you think that at all? I remember
Like
just the
his
way he like,
style.
yeah, just the style and even like his body
He
shape and
was
whatnot.
he was rear foot heavy, or like very centered. I noticed. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the
Uh,
kind of his in and out
Even
movement a
just
little
like the
bit.
hairstyle though, like everything. I just remember thinking like, wow, that kind of looks like Conor McGregor.
Hmm.
Kind of weird.
Yeah. Yeah. What else happened on this fight card? Yeah, it's good to see Ponzinibbio back. Hopefully he can rebound and get a couple of nice wins in a row. But
He's
it
gonna
just
start calling out.
it's such an absolute killer division, right? And he's not ranked right now, I don't think, is he? Oh yeah, he's ranked number 13, and
He
so everyone
he
ahead of
was
him is a killer, right? Like his best bet would be to try and rematch Neil Magny.
he was always trying to get the easy fights back when he was fighting still. I give it a couple days. He's gonna call out
Nate Diaz.
RDA because he just he had so many, and maybe that was you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, like maybe it was health issues, right? We I guess we don't actually technically know because he just kind of disappeared. Like he didn't really, you know, it wasn't really talked about all that much.
Yeah, yeah,
All right,
definitely. All right, well,
let's
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 talk
break
about
down 263 here.
263. Uh, this Saturday night, the 12th. This is going to be a great card. There's a lot of good fights early on in the fight card on the prelims and on the early prelims. Even there's a couple of nice fights. Frank Camacho was supposed to fight Matt the Steamroller Frivola, but Frank Camacho got in a car accident, so he's off that fight. Um,
Fuck, that
that's
sucks.
unfortunate. I think he's doing okay though. I read something about it, so hopefully he's not seriously hurt. Where
Yeah,
else did you want to start on this fight card, Kale? Chase Hooper's fighting on the early prelims.
yeah, saw that.
I always
Hakeem,
wonder, like, if he's gonna fizzle out or if he's gonna rise to the occasion because he just got thrown into the division. Like he fought some tough guys like right away, and he's so
yeah,
young. He's only like 19 years old. He's
yeah, he's
21
21
now.
now. Man, I just think back to when I was 21. I feel like I wasn't near like my prime physical condition yet.
Oh, you're a
You know?
child.
Yeah, you're a child. Like you're technically still growing into your body.
Yeah.
I don't know where should we start this off here? Lauren
Um,
Murphy fighting
Lauren
Joanne
Murphy,
Calderwood.
Joanne Calderwood. That's a probably a number one contenders fight at flyweight. The
Yeah, it's
next
funny.
sacrifice to the queen.
Yeah, Joanne Calderwood. Who did she just get beat by?
Uh, was it Cynthia Calvillo? Calvillo?
I thought she just got she got beat. And she got submitted by Jennifer Maya. That's what it was. And then Jennifer
Okay.
Maya. Okay, it's all coming back.
Yeah, she just beat Jessica I though. That was her last fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So I don't
I
know.
don't know.
That's the next, basically, probably the next contender.
Tragic.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Tragic.
women's MMA is obviously just a few years behind the men's, and there's just not that many.
Except for like
Um,
one or two women, like there's,
yeah.
and at 15, there's some pretty good competitive fights at 15.
I think
But
it's just because there's more women's fighters that fight at 115 pounds.
yeah, yeah, eventually it'll come. It's going
Yeah.
to take a little bit yet.
I mean, the talent pool is just really thin, right? I think the UFC should invest more in it too, right? If they're going to have these women's divisions permanently, which they obviously are, and I mean, they've proven that they can be draws, right? There's some big names in their divisions, right? So
Yeah.
I just think that they should just push it more, right? I mean, they do
Yeah.
have lots of women's fights on, but I feel like they don't recruit very well.
I think it's just still a little, man. I think that every MMA gym I've ever been to, and there's always like one, two, maybe three women, compared to the 30 dudes. Like it's just, I don't know if it's never going to be like the men's division, but it can get closer than it is for sure.
Yeah, close the gap.
Yeah.
Let's
Uh,
see. Drew Dober's fighting Brad Riddell. I really like that fight.
yeah.
That's super interesting fight. Big step up for Brad Riddell. He's, he hasn't gotten any really big signature wins, and this is against a ranked opponent in Drew Dober. And I'm really excited for this fight. I think it's going to be primarily a striking affair. And,
Yeah.
Drew Dober's, he's got really good stand up. He's got really good kicks. and he's not very big for the division, but he's got good kicks, and Brad Riddell's not very tall for the division either, so their reach is pretty
Yeah,
comparable, and they're both really good strikers. I think this is going to be a really good fight, really technical stand up fight. Um, do you have any idea on what way you're leaning for this one, Kale?
I'm leaning Drew Dober. I love that guy, and he's built like a brick shithouse.
He
Man,
is
he's
pretty thick.
jacked. Like he's not very like I guess technically big for the class, but man, is he like just yoked.
Yeah, he's not very tall, but he's a thick boy.
Yeah, he definitely hits hard too.
Yeah, yeah,
If
no, for
only
sure.
Islam would have let him fight a stand-up fight.
Yeah, he mauled it. He mauled him. But this is a completely different fight.
Oh yeah,
Brad
yeah,
Riddell's not going to try and take him down, and I think Drew Dober's, he wants to be standing up, right? He's got really good knockout power. He's coming off a wicked knockout over Nasrat Hakparast and Alexander Hernandez. Um,
yeah,
he's got heavy hands, and he likes to fight. So I expect a really good fight out
yeah.
of this one.
No, it's gonna be good.
Um, Brad Riddell, I think Drew Dober is just a slight favorite, but it's pretty close. Do you think that Riddell and City Kickboxing can step up this time, Kale, or do you think it's a little bit too fast of a test?
It kind of depends how I think it kind of depends how Dober is gonna come off this loss. Is he gonna be hungrier than ever? Is he gonna? I don't know. That's kind of what I'm looking at because he looked like before the Islam fight, like he was kind of on like all right, a really good path to get towards the title and or title contention, but Islam just shut that right down. Like he was coming off some pretty impressive performances, and I don't know, I don't know if Riddell's there quite yet, but I mean, City Kickboxing, like you can't really, those guys know what they're doing. Um, and I think Dober has a pretty good chin. Like I don't know what like I guess you can't really compare the chins, but has Dober ever been knocked out?
Um, I'm not
Just
sure. I can't
not in
think off the
recent
top of my
history.
head.
I can't think of it.
No, not recently. He hasn't. He's looked really good for a while. He's
Yeah,
really thrown himself into that lower ranking level, right?
yeah.
Um, let's
Huh.
see. He's got some submission losses, but yeah, no, he does have a pretty good chin. Actually, I've seen him take some bombs.
Yeah. Wonder if Riddell's just a touch faster. Probably not.
Yeah, it's gonna be close. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, I don't know who's more. I mean, I think Drew Dober is like slightly more explosive, but as far as speed, I'm not too sure who's gonna be faster. I mean, Riddell, I think is actually fairly quick, and I think he uses his reach well.
Yeah.
He's gonna be good at keeping range, and but I think Dober is going to be more aggressive. So we'll see how the fight goes. But yeah, I'll take Drew Dober.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Dober as
I
well.
think he's probably going to be able to keep Riddell guessing, and he might even mix in a takedown of his own. Right?
Yeah.
I like Drew Dober.
Dober.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about the main card here. Paul Craig versus Jamal Hill. Is that what it is? Jamal. We'll go with Jamal.
I would doubt it's called Jamahal, but
Well, I feel like there's I don't know, an extra
there's a
A.
there's a spelling mistake there for sure. But whatever.
I mean, knocked out Ovin St. Preux in his last fight. Looked good, obviously. He's pretty inexperienced. He's only got 8 fights, but he is undefeated. So,
Mhm.
this is obviously another step up in competition.
Craig
Um,
just has so much experience. He just finds a way to win.
he does, yeah. And he's definitely going to have the advantage on the ground. Paul Craig,
Yeah.
he's not even scared to pull guard, right? He doesn't care. And he's
Yeah.
definitely got more octagon experience. So I think he might be able to take this one. He is a fairly significant underdog, though.
Hmm. What is Jamal's ground game like?
Well, he's pretty untested, I think.
See, that's the issue. That's the issue.
And Paul Craig wants to go to the ground.
Oh yeah, he has no
obviously.
ego about standing up.
He's got lots of submissions too. So I did just place a nice little parlay bet with Paul Craig in there. Paul
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Craig
with Jamal Hill. I'm gonna ride this hype train out.
by knockout,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah. First round.
First round.
First round.
No
KO.
respect on the Bear Jew.
The Bear Jew.
Is that not the weirdest fucking nickname?
Yeah, I'm surprised he's allowed to be called that. That's
I don't know.
hilarious.
I think it means something else. I don't think it means like a bear and a
A Bear
Jew.
Jew.
I don't know what that is, but I don't think it's what you think it is.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the thing. The what isn't that what they called the guy from Inglorious Bastards? I
I
can't
don't
remember.
remember. I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Oh my god, it's so good. All right, next.
Next, enough with the
Yeah, let's
enough
get to
with
this
Paul Craig and
fucking.
Jamal Hill. Damian
Let's
Maya
get.
versus Bilal Muhammad. This is is this the last stand for Damian Maya? I mean, the guy's been around for a minute. He's
Yeah,
43 now. Hasn't looked great in his last few fights, right? He got knocked out by Gilbert Burns. I mean, he beat Ben Askren, I guess.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's
I mean,
always going to be trouble if you get on the ground with him, right? Regardless of who you are and where Damien's at. But it's just if
yeah,
he's going to be able to get you there or not. Bilal has such a, it could be interesting because Bilal has such a, he just puts a pace on guys. He just marches forward,
yeah,
so it could be kind of a weird fight to watch. I wonder if Bilal's going to have that same kind of pressure or if he's going to try and back off and pick his shots.
yeah. I
I
think
don't
he's
know.
probably going to pressure him with strikes and just try and wear Damian Maya down.
Yeah.
I mean, Damian has shown some cardio issues in the third round of a lot of his fights. So,
Yeah.
I think that Bilal can set a pace and really tire Damian out. The
Yeah.
problem is that like Damian Maya is still super dangerous on the ground, right? If you get even against the clinch, right? He got Lyman Goods back from the clinch position and choked him out.
Yeah.
That was a couple fights ago, and so he's always super dangerous and he's always hunting for the finish. But I think that Bilal Muhammad's good enough to keep his range and to kind of wear him out with strikes a little bit, and maybe finish the fight by TKO later in the fight, like round three.
Yeah. I think he's also just more motivated. I think he's probably got a bit of a bitter taste in his mouth after that last fight, and he really wants this win. So more so than Damian Maya.
Yeah,
So yeah,
maybe.
I'm a pick Muhammad as well.
Yeah, I think
Probably
Bilal's
like a
probably. Yeah, I mean he's gonna be hungry after this last fucking eye poke no contest too. So,
yeah. And then
um,
Leon gets to fight Nate Diaz.
yeah, yeah, that's fun.
Easiest money fight
On the
in
same
the
card too.
fucking division. Yeah, on the same card, right above him.
Yeah, just
So
one step
funny.
higher. Yeah, so I'll take Bilal Muhammad by TKO round three. But I could also see, you know, if Muhammad makes a mistake in the first round, Damian could choke him out. I just,
Yeah,
I don't see it happening.
I don't see it happening.
Damian Maya is a
Yes.
lot older, right? He's
Yeah,
just, he's got to slow down soon. He's had a lot of fights.
he's been in the game for a long time, man.
Yeah, man, a long time. And he's been fighting in the UFC since 2012. Well, no, 2007. Yeah, 2007.
Yeah, just fighting killers the entire time. Like he's always been like top 15, just always fighting
Hmm.
killers
Yeah, and he's
and
beat a
winning.
lot of killers.
Yeah, winning most of the time.
Yeah, he's been a
Maybe
lot
not
of.
so much in the past few years, but
Yeah, and he choked out Chael Sonnen. It's like his. That's probably the biggest victory ever. Undefeated Chael Sonnen.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
All
but I
right.
mean, again, like fighting is just not an old man's game, right? So, and
Yeah, I mean, we
Bilal
just saw
Muhammad's fucking good.
we just saw Jacare, get his arm broke his arm.
Yeah,
Like I never saw Jacare getting tapped out,
He
but
didn't tap.
well, I guess not. And he paid for it gravely.
Yeah, so you still didn't see him tapping out.
Yeah, true. But he got submitted, and that's devastating.
Yeah, yeah, no, tough way to go out. I don't see that happening here. I mean, Bilal Muhammad does have good submissions. He's well rounded. I just
Yeah.
think that it'll be
No,
smart to
he'll
stay
keep
away
it
from the
standing.
ground.
Yeah, he'll keep it standing.
he should, right? He should be able to win a stand up fight. Hopefully,
Yeah.
you would think anyway. Let's talk about Nathan Diaz and Leon Edwards.
Yeah.
How did this fight even get made?
I've been trying to like rack my brain as to like, because obviously like Nate's not dumb. He sees a route to victory. That's why he signed on the dotted line. And I'm just trying to like think like what could he think that he can do to Leon? Or is he just like, fuck it, this guy deserves it. I'm gonna go out there because this is my closest way to get to a title shot. So if I do win, I might be, fighting for a title next. Maybe that's what he's thinking. I don't know. But
I don't know. I mean, that's a tough fight for him to win.
oh, it's so tough. It's
I mean,
like
you can't count Diaz out because he's beaten people that I didn't think he was going to beat.
I think Leon's, I think it's him, Colby, and uh, Kamaru. I think they're the best three fighters in the division.
Yeah, that's pretty clear, I'd say.
And I don't see, like, why would he fight him? Fight, rematch Jorge Masvidal, you know? I don't know. It is just, I'm stoked that it's happening, but
Yeah,
man,
it is a tough fight for Diaz to win. Leon throws really good elbows. He's really good range. He's long. He hits hard. He's got
like,
good enough wrestling to stay away from submissions, I think.
has
Um,
he ever
he's gonna
gassed?
bully Diaz in the clinch. He's got a good gas tank.
That's the issue. Like, okay, I can get it if you're going to try and wear him down. And,
He
you
went
know,
5 hard with RDA.
yeah, I just don't see a route to victory at all for Nate. At all. I don't even understand what he was thinking. I'm just trying to think like you cannot Nate will not get Leon to the ground. There's no fucking way. There's no way that maybe Nate catches him boxing close range. Like I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he's gonna try some Imanari roll and fucking heel hook him. Like I don't fucking know. But I don't see it happening.
It is hard to see a route for victory for Diaz, but I mean, he could hurt Leon potentially, and then just take over the fight with his volume, right? That's possible. I don't see it happening. It's not
Yeah.
likely. I mean, there's a reason that he's a big favorite, right? I think he's minus 525 right now. Holy shit! But it almost seems right. I feel
Yeah.
like Diaz is just going to get elbowed and lose by cut again, or you know, I think he's going
Yeah.
to be severely undersized and under, um, just yeah, he's going to be controlled. I think in the clinch a lot of the fight by
Maybe
Leon
Leon
Edwards.
doesn't take him seriously, you know?
I
Maybe he
think
doesn't
he's
prepare the way he should.
maybe not.
I doubt it, but maybe that's something. I'm really
Uh,
just trying to, I'm taking shots in the dark here. I just don't know why Nate signed. I really don't. I mean, you're a fighter. You have unbelievable self belief in yourself. I get it, but
yeah, because Leon's not the biggest draw either.
no, like take the Jorge fucking rematch. But yeah, I don't know.
Maybe the UFC didn't want to give it to him.
Yeah, maybe not. I
Yeah,
don't think that fight site sells near as well this time around. But I mean, it's
no,
still going to sell.
no,
You
yeah,
know that.
definitely. I'm happy Leon Edwards is getting this fight though, because if he can show a dominant victory over Diaz, he might gain a little bit of popularity too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure the UFC is stoked. You know, you get to build this up and coming fighter that they know is going to be at the top of the division for the next couple of years, if not champion. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, how do you see the fight going down then?
I think Leon's gonna finish him in round two.
Round two.
Yeah, maybe because of stoppage from bleeding. um, yeah, man, I just think Leon looks so damn crisp and sharp in that um, beginning round with Bilal, and I picked Bilal to beat Nate most of the time, anyways. Like I just think Nate's gonna get head kicked into oblivion. That's what I think.
Yeah, it's possible.
That's possible. Yeah.
I mean, Diaz hasn't been finished except for the Josh Thompson head kick.
Isn't that weird? Like you think of like Diaz finishes and it's like or Diaz being finished and it's like you got to bring back a fight from that long ago.
I
Like
mean,
it's
Jorge
just
finished him, but it was from a cut.
yeah. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean the guy's faced killers, a lot of killers, and the last time he got knocked out was Josh Thompson. Like what? I'm not saying Josh Thompson wasn't a killer, but it was a fucking long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. I mean, he's super resilient. He's got a good chin, and he recovers well even when he gets hurt.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he's
true.
obviously got really good jujitsu, so he's probably never going to get choked, right? It's going to be hard for someone to get into a position to choke him out. And
Yeah,
and
he
he's got good cardio,
yeah,
and he has heart too, right? The guy, he finds a way to win.
yeah, he's not giving up for sure.
No, and even if you, as long as you don't finish him, he's just going to say he won anyway.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the fight. Like now that it's here, I haven't really had much time
Yeah,
to.
no, I'm not mad at it. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me either. But I'm gonna watch it, and I think that
That's one of the most exciting fights on the card, I think. I mean,
yeah, it is kind
I
of
don't.
predictable. Like I feel like Diaz is gonna lose some way though. It's just
Yeah,
I don't
he
know. I
could
mean,
get knocked out. He could get knocked out.
yeah. I mean,
Um,
I've underestimated Diaz so many times. I just this one here seems like it's not the time to overestimate him. Like Leon Edwards is really good, and he's big.
yeah, that's the thing, right? He's well built for 170. Like I think Nate Diaz at 170 doesn't work anyways. Like I think Nate's a 155er.
Yeah, he's
Um,
gonna get out muscled in the clinch a lot, I think.
yeah,
And Leon Edwards does some of his best damage in the clinch.
yeah, yeah. His the way he just breaks away with those elbows. He
Yeah,
surprises
super
everybody, and
impressive.
everybody knows it's coming.
Yeah, super impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
So we
let's
both
talk about
picked.
this. Let's talk about
Yeah.
this. We both picked Leon Edwards. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't know how. I'll say that he's gonna finish him late. I don't think it'll be round two. I'll say like 3 or 4.
Oh fuck! It's only a 3-round fight. Forgot about that. See, that's
Oh, it is
another.
only 3. So the round.
That's
Oh,
all.
yeah, that's right. 3.
Oh God. Well, there. You're not gonna wear Leon out in
Oh
three
no,
rounds. I
no,
forgot about
no.
that.
It's 5 rounds. It's 5 rounds.
Oh, okay. All right. All
Yeah, they're
right. That
making it.
helps
They
then.
made it 5 rounds. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
They should
it's
have to
weird. They're
pay
gonna have
fighters more.
so the last 3 fights are gonna be 5 rounds.
Yeah. All right. Sweet. Sweet.
Yeah,
That
that's right.
benefits Nate a bit, I guess. I mean, it does it. It's not
I
like
don't know.
Leon ever has
I
ever
don't think he's
showed.
gonna get tired.
Yeah.
We'll see though. Let's talk about this flyweight main event or flyweight co-main event for the flyweight title in a rematch between Davison Figueiredo and Brandon Moreno.
Yeah.
The first fight, obviously, like fight of the year probably, and really close fight. Davison Figueiredo won by unanimous decision, I think. Maybe it was a split, but it was super close fight. Um, what are your thoughts on this one in the rematch, Kale?
Wasn't it a draw?
Was it a draw?
I thought it was a draw, and that's why it's instant rematch. And then the
It
champion
was a
retains
draw.
the
That's right.
title
Yeah, it
if
was a
it's a
draw.
draw. Yeah. Um, I don't know. Honestly, I don't really like these immediate rematches when the first one was such a war. I feel like sometimes um, these fights will kind of like ruin a fighter almost. Like say if Brandon gets rocked like 4 times again, I just feel like that's so rough on him.
It was 6 months ago, though.
Yeah, it was a decent break. I just, you know what, it's a draw, so I guess you have to do the rematch. There's
Yeah.
no point in.
Like, what are you gonna do though, right? Not give him the rematch, and then he
Yeah,
loses his next fight, and then he never gets a title shot again.
yeah, yeah.
If he's
It.
gonna beat, if yeah, I don't know, like if he's gonna beat Davison, it should be now.
I wonder if Davison's gonna switch up his style at all. Like, I wonder if he's gonna like try and take it slow, or if he's not gonna put 119% into every punch that he throws.
I think he's gonna put 120% into every punch he throws.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because he's gonna be like, "Fuck, I didn't put everything into it, and that's why I didn't
Yeah,
finish."
I'm not holding back.
Yeah, yeah. Last time I held back. This time,
So yeah, I think his cardio issues are kind of under control, right? Um, he didn't get tired in that fight. Like he did, but he was still, he was still
yeah,
there.
he was there enough to not get beat, pretty much. Like, and I think Brandon was pretty beat up. I feel like toward like that fifth round, I was kind of surprised that Brandon didn't push it more, but I think he was just so beat up that he
And he
just
took
couldn't.
that hellacious groin strike.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because Figueredo lost a point for that.
Oh yeah, that's okay. Yeah, and then he kind of like was able to take a bit of a break as well.
Yeah.
Um, and like the guy who does the kicking is going to get more from that break than the guy who's been kicked in the
Oh
nuts
yeah.
viciously hard. You know,
Oh yeah. You're just chilling,
so yeah,
waiting for Buddy to get off the canvas.
it's going to be a good fight either way. I don't really see how it could be a shitty fight unless,
Yeah, so that's two things I never really thought of. Because yeah, I mean, was Moreno compromised from that groin shot? Probably, and then
yeah,
Figueredo got a break from it too.
yeah,
And so maybe that tilted the fight a bit. But he also would have won the fight if he didn't hit him in the balls, probably because he wouldn't have lost the point, and it would have been a decision.
yeah.
But
Man, that was a sick fight. Oof. I'd
that
like.
was a good
I
fight.
actually kind of want to go rewatch it before the second fight happens because that was cool.
Yeah, it was
Um,
an entertaining fight. I mean, they went really hard, obviously, during that whole fight. It didn't seem like they ever slowed down. It was pretty wild.
yeah,
And other than the groin strike,
yeah,
I think, yeah, I think that Figueredo is probably going to win this time. I mean, he's just got that power, and it seems like he has an insane chin too.
yeah,
But his recovery is good too. I mean, Moreno though, you can't count the kid out, right? He's young, he's hungry, he wants to win. He's got a really good chin. He's got good cardio. I think he's gonna try and just turn up the pace more because he thought that Figueredo might fade, and maybe if he just fights a little bit higher pace, that Figueredo will fade earlier.
yeah.
Um, I think that that's what he should probably because I mean, Figueredo at best has a decent cardio gas tank, right? Like
Yeah,
it's not the best, but it's serviceable, right? So I think that
yeah.
he should
He's
try and focus on
got it
that.
under
Maybe
control.
grapple as much as he can too. But I think Figueroa's defensive grappling is just super. He's super explosive and really strong, and the
Well,
scrambles from that fight were
I
just
can't
insane.
remember. Like Brandon would get him down, but then Davison would get up. Right?
Yeah, he
That
would just
happened a
stand
lot.
up
Yeah,
because
yeah,
he's so
um,
strong, or
yeah.
like
Just freakishly strong.
try and do reversals and shit all the time because he's they're flyweights. They're just throwing each other around. That
Yeah,
was an entertaining fight. The grappling transitions.
yeah.
The whole
Moreno
fight
just
was
has
good.
such a Mexican fight spirit, and I was shocked that like most guys when they get hurt, they'll put on a poker face, but they won't actually throw anything or But Moreno would get hurt, and then Davison would come in, and then he would like fire back with like a really slick combination, like while being hurt. It happened like two or three times throughout the fight. Davison would hit him with a hard shot. He'd come kind of rushing in, and Brandon would catch him coming in. I just remember
Yeah.
thinking it was like crazy how fast he could recover from being hurt. Um, yeah, it's gonna be a sick fight. It's gonna be a
Yeah,
cool
definitely. I
card
mean,
actually.
I
This
hope
card's
that neither one of them are compromised from that last fight. I mean, it was pretty
it's
devastating for
yeah,
both
it
of
was
them. They
long
took some
enough
bombs,
ago.
but it was 6 months ago. So, and like you said, with the draw, you got to do a rematch. So I like the fight, and
Yeah,
I
at
don't
least
know.
they've gotten a break. That's
I
that's
think
one
that
thing.
I think that Davison's probably going to win another decision. I don't know if he'll finish Moreno, but I could see a finish for him. I just, yeah, I don't know. I think Davidson's probably going to win this fight. He's
Alright,
good.
man.
Like he's got such power in his hands, right? Like Moreno can only take so many of those.
Yeah.
And Davison hits you, right? It's not like he's swinging and missing. Well, he does that, but he's going to connect on you.
I wonder if Moreno's
He's
gonna try and
fast.
grapple even more. Like I wonder if he's gonna try and like really tire him out just through grappling and then maybe start to stand up more. Because in the first round, man, like it's like the Francis Ngannou of heavyweight. Like you shouldn't your your goal shouldn't be to stand up with Davison in the first round. I think he's got that kind of like freak power at that weight class that you just shouldn't really do it until his arms and whatnot get a little fatigued because it just
Yeah.
seems to be like different. His power just seems to be different.
Yeah, he's got that freak power for sure, especially for the weight division, right? And
Yeah.
and he's shown that he has a good chin too, right? He's never been knocked out or anything like that. I mean, Moreno hit
Yeah,
him hard a few
yeah,
times and
Moreno hit him with some shots.
he stunned him, but he recovered fast and yeah, I like Davison's chances because of that power and he just seems to be getting better every fight.
Yeah.
So, but I mean Moreno, you know, he's obviously getting better every fight too, and he's fought him once now already, so he could, come in with a really grappling heavy game plan and grapple his way to a decision win.
Yeah, I'm gonna
But
go with Moreno. I'm gonna go with the underdog here.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What is he? About plus 220, I think.
Oh
Plus
shit.
190.
190.
So that's
All
about where
right.
you
All
would
right.
think. I mean, Davison just has
Yeah.
that equalizer. Yeah,
Yeah, it's just different. It's
he
hard to
could be
bet
the most
against that
fucking
guy.
the most
He doesn't really
shredded
have any
dude.
holes other than like, slightly cardio. Like grappling and whatnot is rock solid. Chin is rock solid. Power
He's
is
super fast, super
super
explosive.
fast.
Like yeah,
He's
it's
so
like when
exciting
you
to watch,
touch him,
man.
he
He's
starts
like the
freaking
boogeyman.
out to get you away from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he
Yeah.
just shows such urgency. I like that. All right, well,
All
let's
right.
talk about this main event. Israel Adesanya versus Apollo, or sorry, not Paulo Costa. That was last year. Marvin Vettori gets his rematch against Izzy here for the middleweight championship uh, belt.
I
What are
don't
your thoughts on this fight, Cal?
I don't like it. I don't really like the fight. I would actually rather see Davison and Moreno in that main event slot. To be honest,
Yeah, you
I
can't
just
do
don't.
that though.
No, I no, I know. It's tough for me to get pumped when I don't think he's fighting the best guy in the division. Like I don't think Marvin is. I think I would actually put Darren Till and Robert Whitaker in front of Marvin. You know,
I don't know about
I
Darren Till.
no, Darren Till would beat him. Darren Till would have smashed him. I'm
Well,
telling
maybe
you.
he would have, but Darren Till, who's Darren Till beat in that division?
I just think Darren Till would have beat him.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
not
he would
talking
have,
about who
but
they beat. I just think Darren Till would have beat him. I was very unimpressed with his performance against Big Mouth.
yeah,
Like you're talking last minute, a guy that is not in the top five, and you couldn't really do much to him. I mean, yeah, you controlled him. Don't get me wrong, cool, but you got tired. You didn't. I don't know. I don't know. I think he's actually going to try and grapple Israel the entire time. That's what I think he's going to do. He's going to try and control Israel on the ground because I
I
don't
think
think he's going to stand with them.
I think he probably should try and do that.
Yeah, yeah. But I think it'll be like one of those fights where it's like he's only going to try and grapple. That's what I think. I don't think he's really going to play with him on the feet at all. Like, and we saw it. We saw it in his last fight. Um, I just don't think, and I think that Israel's gotten so much more comfortable and better on the feet since their first fight. And Marvin still looks a little sluggish, you know, little just not smooth like Israel. Don't get me wrong, the guy can stand up and strike. I think Israel's on another level, and I think Marvin knows that. And I think Marvin thinks that like, all right, well, um, I saw Polish power take you down, control you. I can do the same thing. But I think he's wrong. I don't think he's going to be able to do that to Israel at 185. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that he's gonna have his hands full with Izzy. I mean, Izzy's obviously a better striker, and he's improved. I think he's improved more since their last fight, and he's fought much better guys than Marvin has. Um, but I mean, Marvin's improved a lot too, but I just feel like Izzy's improved more.
Mhm.
Um, I think that I don't think Marvin's takedowns are going to be effective enough to keep Izzy down for long. Like Izzy seems to have good takedown defense now, right? With his striking and his footwork, he only had a few MMA fights when he fought Marvin, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he had maybe 10 or 15, but he's still fairly green to the wrestling world, right? And I think now he's a lot more comfortable with it, and
Yeah.
he's going to be able to keep Marvin off of him. And his hands and didn't look very good against Kevin Holland.
No.
I think that I'll give him a bit of a pass for that fight though, because I think he was just thinking like I can't lose to this fucking guy, right? So
Yeah.
do whatever you have to just win the fight, get it over with, and then you'll fight someone else. Because it
Yeah.
was last minute, and maybe he's game plan heavy, maybe right, and maybe it really threw off his. But I mean, he was
I just
fighting a striker before, but still, it's just a different guy. So
yeah. I think it means that he was training for a grappling fight against Darren Till, which makes me think that he's going to try and do the exact same thing against Israel. I think I think he's just going to be super grappling offensive. Um, but Marvin is such a blockhead, so maybe he'll get a lot of takedowns just from Israel coming in and whatnot because he can take a punch pretty well. The guy's built like a person that can take a punch,
yeah, I
you
mean, he
know?
can take a punch, but I think that you can only take so many, right? Izzy hits hard too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been shown to finish guys lots. So I
Yeah.
think
I just didn't Big Mouth get up a couple times from being underneath or no? Did he?
not really. I mean,
No, I can't remember. I think he did
he
like once or twice.
he might have. I'm sure he did, right? He was 11 for 17 on his takedowns.
Yeah. I just don't think you're going to be able to. And even if you get him down for a round, like, all right, now you're tired, slippery, and you got to try and do that all again the next round. Like I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, I don't really see it happening either, honestly.
Like, what
I
are you
mean, it
going to
could
finish?
though.
Is he through punches? Are you going to tap him out? Or are you going to be able to take him down and control him every round? Like, I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because he went to a decision with Jack Hermanson, who has a good gas tank, and didn't get tired in that fight.
And
So,
it was last minute.
hey,
And it was a last minute fight for him,
for Marvin,
for Marvin. Yeah,
who was?
he stepped in.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that's right.
Jack was supposed to fight
No, no,
Paulo, wasn't it?
Paulo Costa. Yeah, Paulo Costa, because
Yeah.
he dropped out of 2 fights in a row now.
Yeah. But then, like, Marvin looked a little tired against Big Mouth. So I
Yeah,
don't
that's what
really
I
know,
mean.
like,
It's kind of
what
weird.
his,
So
yeah,
yeah, it's hard
whatever.
to tell whether
Sick card,
he.
though.
I mean, if he comes in shape and he can just grind on Izzy for 5 rounds, I mean, that's a path to victory for sure. I mean, he could just
Yeah.
hold him in the clinch as much as he can, try for takedowns. Just do what he did to Big Mouth. But the thing is, he looked uncomfortable on the feet when he was fighting Kevin Holland.
Yeah.
But I mean, Kevin Holland's a good striker, and he obviously is unorthodox, and he didn't train for him. So, like I said, give him a
Yeah.
bit of a pass. But I don't know. I think that Izzy is improved enough to the point where he'll probably stop Marvin.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited to see man, I'm always so curious, like, what the game plan's going to be. Like, I don't know. It's just interesting.
Yeah,
With
I think
Israel,
Marvin's.
but
Yeah,
Marvin,
he's gonna grapple.
he's going to grapple.
He has to.
Yeah.
He's a grappler. That's what he is, right? He's
I wonder
not
if he's
really a
going to try and
striker.
like take a beating for a couple rounds and then try and like maybe grapple in the last 3 rounds or go hard, or if he's just going to come out and just. I think it's not the best move to come out and be super grappling heavy at the beginning of the fight. I feel like a lot of the times when you see guys have success, it's they start grappling later on in the fight because Buddy thinks that they're not going to grapple, and also he's a little tired at that point. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just how I feel.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be a tiring fight for Izzy if Vettori is being successful, I think. But I think that with Izzy's footwork, I think he's gonna have a tough time getting into range and closing the distance for proper takedowns.
Yeah, you can't get close to that guy.
No, Izzy's elusive too, right? He's really fast and
Very good like lateral movement, just constantly like making you guess. I hate like I always hated sparring guys that just move so much in front of you, like constantly feinting, just moving back and forth. It just like it's weird, but it just tires your mind out. Like you just get exhausted, like reacting to their every move, thinking about what they're gonna do next. Like it just I don't know. And I feel like that's what it would be like standing in front of him. It would just be so mentally draining.
yeah, yeah, for sure. I think with Izzy, I'll go with and still by
Yeah.
TKO. I see Vittori really struggling to get into range,
Yeah.
and yeah, he might take a beating first, but I think he'll stop him probably.
I wonder if he'll get a couple takedowns. I wonder if you'll be able to do anything with him, or if he's just going to try and control him and hold him
I mean,
down.
Vittori is super strong. He's really big too, and
Yeah.
he's a good grappler. He's got good control. He just, I think he's gonna have a hard time just getting close enough to get those takedowns.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
We'll see though. Who knows? I've been wrong at least once before.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, you want to get anything else out there for the world or what?
Um. Any news? Anything happen in the world of MMA?
Ariel Helwani left ESPN.
Why? Why did he do that?
I don't think they wanted to give him a raise.
Cheap bastard.
Well, I think they offered him. I think they offered him like a 10% pay cut, maybe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because his contract was up, right? And he's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Floyd Mayweather fought in a very shitty fight against Logan Paul.
Oh, yeah. Fuck that fight.
That
What
was
a
brutal, man.
stupid fight.
I didn't even pay for it, and I got fucking robbed.
Yeah, I feel like they owe me money. Fucking guys. Um, yeah, that was stupid. It just ruined it because you know what? Up until now, there those fights they haven't been all that like disappointing. You know, like you kind of knew what you were getting and whatnot, and there'd be sometimes they'd be exciting fights. You know, like we just saw Ben Askren get fucking slept. That was pretty cool. You know, but now it's like, well, you know, maybe they're just in there to get a paycheck and that's all. Because Floyd could have done way more, and same with Logan. Like Floyd could have pushed that pace a lot harder and hit him a lot more, I think. Or maybe Floyd actually has slipped that much, but I doubt it.
Yeah, he didn't seem very. I mean, I think he underestimated Logan a lot. The size, Logan took a few of his hard shots and didn't seem that phased. But I don't get why Floyd
Game
just
plan.
didn't. Why
You
didn't
know, he
Floyd
probably thought he
just?
was going to be super aggressive, and he just
Yeah.
wasn't.
Why didn't Floyd just smash him in the belly till he stopped moving? Like
Yeah.
it just seems like Floyd either didn't care
Well,
enough to try hard or
the weird thing was that Logan's hands were down by his waist. Like he didn't have the boxer's stance. You know, he kept his hands down by his waist, aka liver. So I think that's kind of why he wasn't really able to do as much body shots as he was thinking. And then
yeah, but
also it's like, well, you're probably not going to be able to knock out Logan anyways, you know, unless you like wear him down. I don't think you're going to be able to sleep the guy. You're going to have to get him super exhausted and then try and finish him.
yeah, he didn't get as tired as I thought he would either.
No,
But
no,
Floyd didn't
there was
really push that big of a
moments.
pace. Like Floyd should
Yeah,
have just been constantly jabbing. Like if a guy's covering his body, you jab upstairs, and
yeah.
he'll open it up.
And the
Like
thing is, the reach was only an inch and a half different. I was like, holy fuck, Floyd has long arms, or
Logan
the
has T
reach is
Rex
wrong.
arms.
Or yeah, or Logan has T Rex arms, but it was an inch and a half difference. I was like, holy fuck,
Yeah, that is weird.
crazy.
I don't know. I was disappointed in Floyd's effort. I mean, hats off to Logan. I guess he came in shape and he was knowledgeable enough in boxing to defend himself,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
more than
I
he should have been
mean,
able to do.
yeah. If you got to pick a winner, and I'm not talking about the winner
Oh
of the
yeah.
fight, but who won more coming out of that situation, it's
Oh yeah,
definitely
not
Logan
Floyd.
Paul,
I don't think
not
Floyd
Floyd.
can do this that many more times now. Like these weird fights,
No,
because
no, people
this
aren't going to
one,
buy in.
people aren't gonna like the this performance, right? He should have finished Logan Paul,
Yeah,
or at least fucked him up.
and it instantly changes to like, getting in with these young guys. It's just fun competing and shit. It's like, yeah, you're such a little bitch, you fucking worm. Like talking so much shit beforehand, this and that, and then afterwards, it's like, oh yeah, it's just it's fun to be in the ring with these young guys and test myself. It's like he's a fucking YouTuber, you dumbass. Like, I don't know, stupid.
Yeah.
But I just
Yeah.
don't think he trained. I don't think he trained because
Floyd got everyone.
yeah, he got us.
Again, just laughing
But the
all the way
thing
to the
is, like,
bank.
say he fights Connor, I think Floyd's gonna look a lot different coming into a fight with an actual striker. Like I think the Floyd that trained for Conor McGregor actually trained, came in serious. I don't think the Floyd that trained for this came in serious at all. He
And
just,
he's 5 years older.
yeah, yeah, true. Fight was a while ago, I guess.
Yeah.
I
And
think
he's
I would
fighting a
pick
guy.
Connor in a rematch.
I don't know if I would, but
I would.
I wouldn't. I think
You,
that,
you wouldn't?
well, maybe now that I saw it, but I just don't know the Floyd that came in to fight Logan. I don't think he really tried to fucking hurt him that bad.
No, no. I think they might have had somewhat of an agreement backstage.
Who knows?
Like,
I mean,
just
yeah,
I wonder how much they got paid.
shoddy
You know,
effort.
yeah, I bet they got paid. I don't know, maybe close to 100 mil each. Like, I wonder what the
Mm,
buys are
I don't
like.
think it was that much.
You don't think so? Yeah,
I
probably
mean,
not. Probably 50,
Logan
60
might
mil.
like who's getting more of a cut,
I would think it would be 50-50. Honestly,
or Floyd gets more.
slightly more. But man, even then, like, Logan Paul is probably one of the biggest pop culture stars there is right now. You
Oh
know,
yeah, but
Floyd's not.
everyone in his age demographic knows how to pirate fucking stuff though.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Fuck. All right.
All
Should
right,
we
well let's
shoot
wrap
it
this
off?
shit up.
Sucks to end it on that note, but yeah, let's get
Yeah.
out of here.
Well, basically, boxing is killing it.
Yeah. Oh, I bet the
uh,
boxers just totally hate Floyd. Like, I feel like he
uh,
just lost all respect in the
I hate
boxing
Floyd.
community. Yeah, who doesn't?
I hate how we have to talk about Logan and Jake Paul because Jake Paul's fucking fighting Tyron Woodley now, and that's even more relevant.
That's awesome. I love that matchup. I'm actually excited for that fight.
Man, I hope Tyron wins.
Oh, he's gonna win.
I mean,
He's
he
gonna win.
should. He should.
Yeah, yeah, he's gonna win.
I mean,
Yeah. You're
this
talking about a
man,
Tyron that doesn't have to worry about the grappling,
he never
kicking.
did.
Yeah, in his
Oh,
last
you
three
mean like
fights, he did.
Well, I guess, yeah.
Like
Yeah, you're
he's
right.
just stand up now. Like he's I don't know. He came out super aggressive, looked really good against Vicente, but then just got caught by a punch that would have knocked out a rhinoceros.
Yeah.
I don't think Tyron's past it. I just think he's facing the best guys in the world coming up short.
I think he's past it as well.
Yeah. No. Okay, well, yeah. No, he's not the Tyron of old, but he's still the Tyron that's gonna beat the piss out of a YouTuber. That's what I'll say.
Most likely. But also, Jake Paul, like whether like it or not, the guy's got 4 years of training under the best boxing trainers in the world. You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he could beat Tyron Woodley. You're talking about bigger gloves, you know.
No, but Tyron can recover. Like
Yeah,
Tyron's a
but he hasn't been
yeah.
boxing though, right? Like, I mean, his arms might fatigue because you're not boxing all the time, right?
You would think that Tyron would fatigue before Jake Paul. Jake Paul's
Well,
never really like been in a long fight. He's been finishing guys because he hasn't been fighting
yeah,
anybody that's good.
yeah. I'm just saying the guy's dedicated in training to
Yeah.
fight boxing,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah, I guess. Yeah.
And I don't know, Connor gassed against um, Floyd. I mean,
Yeah.
I know it's like a different, you're fighting Floyd, and that was 12 rounds, not eight. It's
Yeah.
only 8 rounds too, right? So,
I don't know,
but
man.
basically, like,
I would have lost.
Unless Tyron knocks him out, he lost.
Yeah.
Unless he like outclasses him. But if he
Yeah.
does, he should be able to finish him. I don't know. It's other than his giant paycheck he's gonna get, this is a risky fucking
I
fight.
wonder if Tyron makes the most money on this fight ever in his career
That's
in
what he
any
said.
fight.
That's what he
That's what he
said.
said.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which
Dana
doesn't make
hates
sense
that.
though, because
Dana hates that
doesn't
that's
he get
public.
doesn't he get pay-per-view points in the UFC? Like, wouldn't he have made at least a couple million for some UFC fights?
Dude, he's fighting Jake Paul. You got to realize, like, just because the UFC is so ingrained in our life, it's not in everybody
No,
else's.
but how much did Askren make? Is he going to make way more than Askren?
I would think he's going to make more than Askren. Askren made a mill. I think Tyron will probably.
But
Tyron will.
Askren's is Askren not a bigger draw than Tyron
Nah,
Woodley?
no, I don't
No.
think so. Nah, and I think it'll be more exciting because Tyron has that vicious knockout power, and he's actually going to be able to put up a fight.
Yeah,
Whatever
that's
though.
true.
All right, let's
I'm
let's get out. Let's get out of here.
all right. Cool. Okay. Well, thanks a lot for listening, guys. Don't forget to leave a 5-star rating and review on your podcast platform or on YouTube. Like and subscribe. We are on YouTube as well at Modern Day MMA. Thanks a lot for listening, guys. We'll see you in 7 days.